Yeah, sorry Escobar. I haven't created a super heavy samurai deck as yet. I'll probably get to work on that as soon as I get some free time on the weekend. I've been really busy from last week, so I haven't been able to get much done. So I just get off from work and say, let me do a live stream duel for you guys. I know Three Wishes really wished he had Three Wishes right now. Over 100 numbers is my variant to play those. What you say, Shimmy? It ain't past your bedtime? Oh, I just checking. I making sure I don't want your mom to, like, storm the room and take your PlayStation 4 and then throw the all 15-story apartment window. I hate to see a good PlayStation 4 go to waste. I'd actually have to build that deck, but alright. Suicide Squad. And there we have it. I allowed him to choose between the rope and the gun, and he chose the rope. Can't blame him. Face for this. Oh boy. I think this the archetype that doesn't like spells and traps in the graveyard. Give me a sec. I gotta formulate something. Um, yeah, you could do that, Escobar. Um, or you could give me like 10 minutes and I could just throw something together so you can actually see how I strategize and formulate combinations and see what I find relevant and what I don't. It's up to you, it doesn't matter. Yeah, Shimmy. I really like Norton though. Um, I think he got banned already, which I can't blame them for doing so. So I need some back row clearance first if we can be playing that. Duels is excellent. That's good. No spell and trap cards. Target one face a monster your opponent controls that has a level. Send both it and this card to the graveyard. Special summon one super heavy samurai synchro monster from your deck whose level equals the total to original of the monster. Alright. Let's do this then. I think that could work. Yeah, Shamitas Yu-Gi-Oh! I run twin twisters at 3, and in some duels I don't see it at all. Like that last one, I run it at 3. I didn't see it at all. I was down to what? I think like either 32 or 28 cards, and I didn't see a single one. So yeah, we're gonna run 3 of this guy, run 3 of this guy. I think we can run kaijus as well, since you can banish the spell card to add one to the hand, so that would be pretty decent. Will you say Doctor Strange? Interrupted. Let's make sure you can banish this card from the graveyard. Excellent. So we can then run the interrupted. We'll run it at 2. We don't want to get too controversial. This guy's synchro ability. What do we have at our disposal? 9. He's a level 2. So we're looking at 7. Yes you can. Yes you can, Escobar. You can run spells. Spells that effect says that you can banish them from your graveyard so they're not present. Whenever you do your following turn plays with your super heavy samurais. So you can nuke the board and wait a whole turn. You can actually nuke the board, get 2 kaijus, and then on your following turn banish it, get another kaiju, and then do whatever it is you want to do. Don't worry, you'll learn something. Yeah, Shimi, trust me, that Star Engine and Brilliant Fusion, that is excellent. It really opens up a lot of Exceed players, so it gives you, like I tell you, a whole lot of options. And one of my favorite is Dark Rebellion and Ragnar Zero. That's why I told you, you get to see when I deck build exactly how I formulate, strategize for countermeasures. So being able to incorporate the kaijus in this is excellent against a lot of big first turn opening boards. You would actually be able to counter, like with Crystal Wing. A lot of people go for Crystal Wing, so being able to play interrupted, clearing off the field a bunch of clearing Crystal Wings that may be annoying, and then slapping a kaiju and just thinning it out your deck is really awesome. And then the following turn banishing the spell card for another one. So if your opponent does something annoying the following turn, you like just out that with the kaiju. I just checking the synchros right now to utilize with this battle ball. So when I select the kaijus to put in the deck, I have the right levels to synchro with. He is 2, so I can use 8. I can get this Susanu. Let's slide that in because I don't know how much of them I'll actually put in. Let's put in 2 of this as well. And I think they only have 3 synchros, eh? Alright. Benkei, Ludus. Alright. Let's solve our kaiju issue first. We need Battle Ball to go into 10, 6, and 9. We know we won't get 6 off Battle Ball because there's no level 4 kaiju, but we can get a level 8 and a level 7. So we'll double up on 8 and 7s. We'll go 1 Gamma Seal, 1 Dogeron, and we need 7s. We can use stick Kamongus and where is he? Oh yeah, there we go. Raiden. So we should be able to, no matter what we hit off the interrupted, we should be able to get either one of the synchros or the big boy synchros. Let's see now. Back to Super Heavy Samurais. Ooh, we could also run that trap inside this. Let me put that inside deck for now. That way you can have some sort of defense against your opponent's monster effects. Where is it? Breakthrough skill. I'll think about adding that in. Alright. Back to these guys. Let's see. Pendulum scale, what does they do? No spelling traps in the grave. You contribute to Super Heavy Samurai monsters. Draw that many cards. That isn't bad at all. Oh, that's really neat. I put in 2 of those. I'm putting in 2 of those. That must go in. Let's see now. When this card is normal special summon, it changes battle position. This card can attack on the face of defense position. If it does, apply the defense. Set for Super Heavy Samurai. This effect cannot be negated once per turn. Control increases level by 1 even if this card leaves the field. That isn't bad at all. How relevant would that even be, putting it up by 1? Alright, we're not gonna bother with him for now. We'll just put 1 on the side as a reminder. So if we need to fill in any extra slots. Benkei. I just don't like Benkei in the hand. That's really heavy, and I don't feel like really running Giant Rat. We have no spell drop cards in the graveyard. Special summon this card after special summon. Tribute. Destroy 1 card your opponent control. Destroy 1 card your opponent. Then trap card. Destroy 1 card in your opponent's pendulum zone. Ew. That isn't bad at all. Let's add in 1 of him. He can be special summoned. Let's see now. You can dagger 1 Super Heavy Samurai monster you control. Equip the monster on your side of the field. Target. Its level becomes 5 during as a player's turn. You can discard this card. Target 1 defense position. Super Heavy Samurai monster you control that it loses 800 defense. It cannot be destroyed by battle. Oh, that is excellent for defense. Let's see now. I should really add those in there too. Thinking about a double Moxie Ghost Ogre as well. It can make a second attack during each battle phase. Super Screamers. Why not? Let's see now. This card, if it attacks a defense position, if it press and damage to your opponent, this card is sent to the graveyard. Add one super. Ooh, any ability to add. Let's go. We put in 3 of that. When the monster equipped with this card by this effect is targeting for an attack, you can send this equipped card to the grid and negate that attack, and the equipped monster's defense becomes 0. Hell no. 500 also cannot be destroyed by battle. Wow. While equipped to the monster, you can special summon this card. We think but that later. Put that in the side. You can target with super every samurai monster you control. During either player's damage step, when a defense position super every samurai monster you control battles an opponent's monster, group and spell drop cards in the graveyard. Once its defense becomes double, it's wow. Let's read over this again. Make sure we understand. During either player's damage step, when a machine, no shimmy, no machine dupe, unless I put in spell striker to banish the machine dupe, but those players are like too far apart. It isn't like playing Rhoda to get spell strike and then spell striker banish the Rhoda the graveyard. So if I use machine dupe, then the effects of these super heavy samurais won't activate. That's why I put in interrupted slumber, because it can banish itself to search. So no spell or trap cards would be in my graveyard. Even if I add in the breakthrough skill, I can negate opponent's monster effect during their turn, and then during my turn I can banish it out of the graveyard to negate that monster effect that's still face up on the field again. So yeah, we split into with this. One more. I think this does what? Also protection. There's something else that powered up. Make a second attack. We put that in the side. 70 more cards to put in. Let's see. Now that is really interesting. Let me go and see if I can find that. I think that's called Shuffle Reborn. Where is it? There we go. Yeah, if you control a monster, target one monster in your graveyard, special summon its effects and negate it. Also banish it during the end phase. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Then target one card you control, shuffle it into the deck, then draw one card. Also during the end phase, banish one card from your hand. Undecided on that as yet, but it really has a decent effect, so you can get an additional draw in. Let's go back to the super heavy samurais again. Let's see now, what are we looking for? We need special summon ability, that is for sure. Double on double attacking, double on protection, double on double in the defense, triple add, 1/0 take the opponent's trap, and we have 17 to put in, so let's look for special summon effects so that we can hit our synchro plays, especially at level 6, and then we'll see where we go from there. What this one does. So with no spell and trap cards in the graveyard, special summon. You can tribute this card, special summon up to 2 monsters from your hand to your opponent's side of the field in defense position, and draw cards equal to the. What the crap? Super heavy samurai. If you have no spell and trap cards in your graveyard, you could tribute this card, special summon up to 2 monsters from your hand. Why would I want to? Anyway, I don't make the rules. I just play by them. I don't know why would I want to do something like that. When this card is normal special summon, you can change its battle position. If a super heavy samurai monster you control battles an opponent's monster after damage calculation, the opponent's monster attack and defense becomes 0. Ooh. That nigga's a rapist and a pedophile. I putting into him. That nigga is both a rapist and a pedophile. Just switch your opponent's monster attack and defense to 0. What does this do? Oh no, I ain't bothering with him. Let me see. Equip this. The monster on your side of the field. 1000 defense also cannot be destroyed by battle. This guy sent to the graveyard. Balance all super heavy samurai. Soul arms from the graveyard. Target one super heavy samurai monster on the field whose current defense is lower than its original defense. Inflict damage to your opponent equal. Target one super heavy samurai. Each turn for the first time, the monster equipped with this card would be destroyed by a card effect. It is not destroyed. That doesn't bother at all. When a defense position monster is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can send this card from your hand to the grave special. Oh, I see no reason why not. Put 2 of that in. Gains 1000 defense and either plays battle phase and your opponent activates a card effect while you control the defense position. You can banish this card from the grave, negate the activation to destroy it. Then destroy as many monsters on the field as possible. And if you do both players take 1000 points of damage. Wow. Let's check the effect again. You can banish this card from your graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Then destroy as many monsters on the field as possible, minimum 1. And if you do, both players take 1000 points of damage. Okay, you have to banish it while it's in the graveyard. Put that aside for consideration. We still need special summon monster effects. If your opponent controls 2 or more monsters and you control no monsters, you can special summon it good. If this card is normal or special summon, you can target one level 4 or lower super heavy samurai monster. Special summon defense vision. Alright, excellent. We can go for sure with how many more we need? 13. We can go 2 for now because we need to check for more special summon abilities. Cannot be normal summon or flip summon. If you have any spell trap cards in your graveyard, when you take battle damage, you have no spell trap cards in your graveyard and this card is in your hand, you can special summon this card, and if you do, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects this turn. That's on a desperation. I'm desperate. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon a level 4 lower super heavy samurai monster from your hand and change the battle position. Monsters your opponent control cannot attack. Ew, just got that like the marauding captain effect. If your opponent special summons a monster, you can change as many attack positions to various defense as possible. If this card is sent to the graveyard and you have no spell and trap cards in your graveyard, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, place them in any order. When your opponent's monster declares a correct attack, you can banish this card from your graveyard, excavate the top card of your deck, and if it's a super heavy samurai monster, add it to your hand. And if you do, the attacking. Oh, hell yeah! Flutist, you could tribute special summon from the hand during either player's turn. When a card or effect is activated, the target's a super banishes, negate that, and if you do, destroy that card. Alright. May put in triple flutist. I need to see what the rest of these does. When this Ben K you can go in. I'm not sure we're putting Ben K side. Marks we putting in is 2. If you have no spell and trap cards in your graveyard, special summon this card from the hand. After this card was special summon this way, you can special summon your Ew, okay. So he could be used. Nah, that's a waste. When an opponent's monster declares an attack while you have no spell and trap cards in your graveyard, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. Target one super heavy samurai monster you control. Change the attack target to it and perform damage calculations once per turn. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can change the attack target to this card and perform. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Send this card from your hand to the graveyard. Target one super every samurai monster you control. Change card. Once per turn, when your opponent wants to declare an attack, you can change your attack target to this card. That isn't a bad effect at all. Jeez, I'm gonna get my side deck all bucked out. I putting in 2 breakthrough skill. Where is he? Volleyball. When this card is normal summon or special summon, cannot be destroyed by battle. And if this card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you could target one super heavy samurai monster in the graveyard and special summon it. This card on the field is destroyed and sent to the graveyard. I think I'll use one of those, one of this. Special summon, no. It's a, I need some relevant tunas. Don't tell me the only tune. Oh, I must thought Battle Ball is the only tune in the deck. If this has no spell and trap cards, you can special summon this card from your hand. After special summon this way, you can also except for da 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 da. And if you have no spell, you can special summon this card. Fine about it all. Alright. Let's make sure you cannot special summon. You special summon this card from your hand. And if you have no spell and trap cards in your graveyard. If this card is tributed for the tribute summon of a super heavy samurai monster, you can send to the graveyard and you'll know you can special summon this card. I don't have a lot of tribute summons yet. I do have this guy. Camino Arrow odds. We got a lot of level 1. Creepers. 2 scales of your opponent controls a monster you control and we could special summon this card. I need to add in the third of him. I think one of those has a special summon ability. Okay, good. And I think I need to add in another Kaiju card. Alright, now I need to cut this down. Let's see now. Relativity. Alright. Attack twice in a row. Isn't there one of them that... Let's see. You can discard this card, target. No, that isn't... Which one? Okay, you can target one super every samurai monster you control. Make it attack twice while this card is put special summon it. Okay, now we don't need this if we're gonna use him because he's just gonna give you that additional second attack in a row. So we can cut this. Bow odds, special summon ability. If this card is sent to the graveyard, that allows you to check, rearrange, puts you in a better position. Need to cut out at least 5 more because I want to add in a second Benkei. Let's see. And this card no special summon. Opponent's monster attack and defense becomes 0. He's a 3, so he wouldn't fit in with my level 2 tunas for the level 6 synchro. So we're just gonna put that down there. We're gonna use one of him, one of thief. We need to cut 4. Target one super heavy samurai monster in the graveyard, special summon it. I really like that ability. I really like that. What's this one do again? I'll change that talk target and it he can't be destroyed by a battle. We can cut this for now. What else do we got? We got 3 more we need to cut. Let's see. Look at the top 5. When your opponent declares a direct attack, you can banish this card from the graveyard. And if you do, add 1 superset, add 1, add it to your hand. That's another odd. You don't want to get rid of that. And what are we looking at? That's another special summon, and we're looking at what does he do? Downside, first time the monster equipped with this card be destroyed by a card effect. It's not destroyed. Don't want to get rid of that. Don't want to get rid of this because I think this also protects from. Hold on. Turn either player's turn, you can discard this card. Then target one defense position loses. The lantern with 800 defense, but cannot be destroyed by locker. Hold on now, wait. If that does that, and this only when a defense position monster is destroyed by bottom center of the graveyard, you can send this card from the hand special summon that monster in the target position. That isn't a bad effect at all. By a card effect, but that only protects from card effects, so we're gonna put that in the side as well. Leaves us to cut 1 more. I actually want to add another Soulfire suit. That is really dangerous. I actually like that protection ability. Let's see now. We need to cut 1. What will we cut? Alright, we will cut Interrupted. Reason being is because we have 4 kaijus. If by some chance we pick up a kaiju, the second Interrupted Slumber would automatically be dead. So we're just gonna play the 1 Interrupted Slumber, and then it will get 2 kaijus. Then you can add a 3rd and the 4th one just in the deck just for good measure, so can't go wrong with that. Alright, Shuffle Reborn just was in for consideration. Same thing with Flutus. This generator thingy, I don't think that'll be that relevant yet. We have to see how it plays first, and then we'll know what we can switch out to utilize. 500 attack and defense cannot be destroyed by battle, but then Twin Twisters, MST, any spell card destruction. That's why I don't like too much when they are equipped. So the effects like with Soulfire, I love the quick versatility from the hand. I actually want to add in a 3rd Soulfire, because that it'll keep you from being destroyed by battle and card effects for the entire turn. Let's see now. You can target 1 super every samurai you control, equip this. Gains 400, da 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 da. Alright. I just need space for 1 more Soulfire. What will be cut? Let's see now. You could tribute. No, he protects when they're being targeted by an effect from the grave, right? You can bounce this card from the graveyard and get the activation. Alright, we leaving into with him. If this is destroyed, send to the graveyard, target 1 to special summon it. Okay, we're gonna cut this one. Flutus will keep us covered, as well as you could special summon Benkei from the hand with him, so that shouldn't be an issue. Giga Gloves reduces your opponent's attack to 0. Special summon that for your battle ball, and trumpet trumpeter. Um, Clearance on the back row and that additional attack. Double negate on your opponent's monster's effect and from the graveyard, so you can't go wrong with that. We'll put in another 6 because we can hit that. I don't know how many times can I will I actually go into Susano. Ooh. And how many times would I go into? Anyway, it wouldn't matter. I'll just leave in 2 of those and then add in some generic synchros to make with them. Let's see now. We're cutting this guy and let's make sure I get the tuna effect right. Okay, so I'd only be able to go into Super Heavy Samurai. Synchro is the turn that I use. His ability is special summon himself. And Battle Ball. Okay, I would only be able to special summon with my extra deck on Super Heavy Samurai Synchro Mansuri equals if I use that effect. Okay, but let's keep it just to those, and then I can use him to get him, and I can go into a few rank 4s. Let's see, I'll add in a generic 6, 10, and 9. And I could make a 5, but like I say, special summoning with this effect, I would have to make a Super Heavy Samurai Synchro. I don't think they have, nope, they don't have no level 5 Synchro, nope. Alright, we're gonna add in a generic, let's trim this down, Synchro. Level 6, let's go with one of my favorites. Where is he? Toyo Guardian. And then we'll go into, hold on, Star Drawing is also neat. Alright, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut the Goyo. We're gonna add in the Starter's Charge Warrior for an additional draw, and we're gonna add in Red Wyvern, so you can have an effect to actually be activated if your opponent summons something stronger than 2400. You can like pop it off the field instantaneously. Let's go for a generic 9. This guy should be good. Cloud Castle. I always wondered what I could use him with, because when this card is synchro summon, you can target one level 9 monster in your graveyard and special summon that target. So if you make him on one of your following turns, you can actually bring QBB Spark from the graveyard off of his effect. And let's go into a generic 10 Leo. Let's go into some rank 4s to finish this one off. Recycle is always one of the best ways, so the Gusto Emerald, being able to shoot anything off the field, and it's a toss up between a Pistol Dweller to negate monster effects in the graveyard and Ragnar Zero to pop things that may be a little too overpowered. Oh wow. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut, since we have a generic 10 and 9 in, we're gonna cut a Susano Wu, and we're also gonna cut a QB Beast to add those two in, since we have generics on the 10 and the 9. And that should do it. And let's test this bad boy out. That way you guys could see firsthand exactly what I put into consideration while I deck building, based on what I'm seeing in regards to their effects and how they operate. And I make sure I try to read each effect of each monster at least twice, so I understand exactly um, what it does and how it operates, and then go from there. This guy looks familiar. Yay, I get the first turn. Let's see now. Let's set that. And that'll be it for now. Oh, wow. Wait, hold on now. Who told you could do stuff like that? Behave yourself. One monster per turn, buddy. And as we wait, of course. Alright. Let's see. Controls two or more monsters, so we can do this first. Ew, hold on. Wait. Let's fix something right quick. Banish that. Get rid of. Let's just negate that. Let's see. 6, 7, 8. All kind of fire. 9. What is that guy's effect? I didn't even read his effect. Hold on. Give me a sec. Ew. Ew. That ain't bad at all. Alright then. Let's make this guy. Oh man, no, that would actually be really decent. I should add that in. I gotta remember to add that in after this duel. The perfect card I could have added in. I know what it is. Oh man. And we'll patiently wait. And as we continue to patiently wait, and as we're still waiting, alright, Flutus. Scales. That's it? Um, Card D. It would actually increase the draw rate of the deck, as well as you have heavy samurais that you don't even need to play. You can just summon card D, let your hand go over the 6 card limit, put them in the graveyard, and then you can still protect yourself by banishing them, making the opponent's direct attack 0, stuff like that. Well, bye, General. That's why I say, while I'm dueling, like, as I see things happening, I know exactly what it is I want to do. So, Um, hey, will you say 007? This was one of the moves that I liked, just in case I actually drew this card. Um, oh, Mate. Oh man. Oh man. I think he's over it now. Ouch. Um. Yeah, I don't see why not. It's gonna say no, none in there. So I must have missed something. I thought I should have been able to synchro with that just now. Oh, unless okay. I supposed to activate the effect. My bad. I was supposed to be able to. Good luck synchro on a level 11. Oh. Yeah, that was the mistake I made right there. I was actually supposed to activate the monster effect. Last game. Let's add in that card D. We're gonna take out. We're gonna need her, and oh man, nah, this is the tough part. This is the tough part. One Giga Glove and one Soul Passer for two card D. That's it right there. I'll work. Ben K wasn't even relevant. Two Fluters. Alright, we'll leave Ben K at 1. And we'll add back in Sky. We'll add him back in because he allows for pass defense on the attack. Alright, that should be cool. And we feel no way about that loss. We just, well, I just threw this together, literally, like, just threw this together, so as we keep playing, we'll see where we can make alterations and make the deck top notch. You talking about link format, or you talking about the links game that they have out that only allows you to like play three monsters, three spells, um, one link, extra monster zone. That you talking about that game? Alright, so we're doing this, and that'll be it for now. Yeah, Black Magician is asking if you meaning the actual game Duel Links. You wanted me to rate it? Wow, this looks like a dragon deck, and you all know how much I love to rape dragons. Oh wow, that's great. That's great. Um, I guess if I get to make it, you'll probably see me there. Let's see now. What should I add? What should I add? That's all right. That could work. That could halfway work. Let's get this guy. Ooh. That's really cool. Um, let's see. What shall we do with that? That was a bit above my pay grade. First we'll do this. Then we'll actually get this effect right. We're gonna activate it so we can now do this. We're gonna take this. We're gonna synchro with it. Just waiting on my opponent. That's fine. Draw your one card. You ain't getting nothing else. Put this in the zone. And we're going to put battle phase time. Attack. Attacky. Attacky. Of course. Of course, what you mean? I don't see why not. What do you have in this graveyard? Oh, that's a terraforming. Ew, nasty. Alright, we'll just set one card. I think that other level 8 is coming back. Yeah, that guy. And I think he's supposed to target my synchro or something like that. Yeah. But then again, you know, we always prepare ourselves for stuff like that so that we can keep ourselves in the duel. That's no effecty, something else, anything else. So we don't have to worry about his destruction effect for the rest of the turn. If he manages to destroy my monster, like, he won't be able to revive anything. Of course, of course. Because it would always be what's the most relevant thing in the game, so you would want to make sure you have countermeasures to play against that. So why wouldn't you want to run a Buster Beta deck, or a deck that can incorporate Buster Beta cards in conjunction with what you're doing? Like, I don't see why not. Whoop, and he still got my Samurai. Gee. Whoop, and that one look like duel. That Dragunity really raping Brave Dragon effect. Jeebus Grievous. I wonder why do they do that, like wait until the point system come up. It's fine. Yeah, now if DDDs were at full power in this game, they would really be a legitimate threat. Like, they can synchro almost anything. Like, literally. I kid you not. They are, and because they're not using like spell card effects and stuff like that, like, unless you like have 1,000,001 like solemn strikes or crystal wing on the field, like it's really hard to like get over them. Like it's ridiculous, literally. I think I'll go second this time. Ew, and he really is playing fluffles. I thought he was pulling my leg. Toy vendor. Pitch one. Yeah, I'm not even trying to go that far with their Armageddon boss monsters. I just talking about regularly how difficult they are to play against, just regularly. And you know, if someone even gets that far to manage to see one of those, like, they had to have been putting up a decent fight. Yeah, Black Magician Gagaga is at full power too. Jeepers creepers. Oh man. Um, let's see how should we remedy our opponents, one of our opponent's troubles. I want to do that and that, as well as that. So we can do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna make this guy defense. And we're gonna blow up everything. A lot. Wow, he summons another puppy. If I survive this turn, you'll probably see that chimney. Yeah, I sure that was coming. 100% sure of that. Alright, let's see how quick we can get rid of all of our nuisances. Look like Wolfie. Yep. That's the end of that. And the thing is, I actually just run that is Soul Fire at 3. I can't even see one of them. I must either need to put that next one in 2 and run that at 3 as well. I mean, it wouldn't save me from battle, but Jesus. And at the same time, I want to make sure that my synchro is relevant, because putting that in means I'd have to cut 3 cards. I need back row clearance just in case they play in heavy spells and drops, or something that can bind up my monster effects. I could put this in the pendulum zone to pop. and then this would double attack. Um, Pass defense and add. So even trying to figure out if I want to take out 3 to add in, I think it's that this is. Yeah, when a defense position monster is destroyed by ball and sent to the graveyard. No wait. Oh, this would have to be equipped. Oh boy. That's another troublesome thing. Alright. That would be like the downside to playing with heavy samurais. Like the main focus would then have to be like OTKing your opponent really quick. Like really quick. So we'd probably have to cut some cards and utilize the effect of double attacking and doubling up on defense. Alright, let's see how this one turns out. The legendary knights were special. That, hey, listen to me. That could run through some cards. That literally, in a single turn, you can run through more than half your deck. Easy, easy. Alright. Let's do this. Summon this. And see how far we get. Battle. Oh wow. This gonna be good. Let's do this. Yeah, that Gaga got revenge. What the freeze? That should keep me alive long enough. See how handy that one monster effect negate came in handy. Alright, let's get... There we go. Let's see how we can dissect all of our problems. You should have one more attack after this. And that should be the last one there. Looks like he's out of gas. Alright, he should get his original effect back to power him up. So, first things first, we're gonna negate that. Then we're gonna do this little transaction here, special summon him, defense. Get rid of that. Hell no, I don't want that. Uh, 19, right? Now we can do this, battle ball. Hey, what do you say? Ew. Okay, I think I misplayed. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except super heavy. Okay, so why can't I use this effect? That sucks. Alright, that looks like duel. A misplay cost me. If I hadn't used his effect, I could have done this. Kaiju'd one, summon the stronger one. Oh boy, that sucks. And I still trying to figure out why it wouldn't allow me to do that. After this card is special summon this way, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except super heavy samurai monsters. The monster I can sync to into the super heavy samurai. Oh boy. I don't understand that one. That one lost me. How the hell that happened? You should have been able to detach a overlay unit with him regardless. Wi-Fi connection looks slow between us. Oh boy. I hope you don't think I rage. Boy, it's a good thing I got like 9 witnesses to that. Because you just know the difference. Because from before the duel start, our life points didn't even say 8,000. It was still at 0. An effect doesn't have to be negating its effect. You know, if there's an effect where um, that prevents cards from being sent to the graveyard or something like that, I need to test that theory out. But I don't think even if there was an effect that said cards couldn't go to the graveyard, yeah, you still should have been able to detach. Oh boy. What? I don't even know what to say. Maybe your opponent knows what was happening. They may have activated a previous effect or something like that. Ew, Buju. Is this Bujin? Bujins? Ah, yucky. Let's do this. And we should be able to AoE as a solemn strike. Alright, next turn. Susano. Oh, they have a similar card just like the Super Heavy Samurai Synchro Susano. Let's see. That's irrelevant at the moment. Let's do this. This. And bottle. Alright, that ends my turn. I figured as much. Ew. It's a double his attack during the... Okay. I should be able to do that and that. Let's make sure. Let's try this again then. And then we're gonna synchro this. What does he have in his graveyard? Oh, he had with that guy. Let's borrow that right quick. That looks nifty. Really does. I knew that would look better on my side of the field. And then we're gonna go bottle. And one of the really decent things about Super Heavy Samurais is the fact that they're in defense mode. So cards like Mirror Force, any of the Mirror Forces, like they don't even affect them since they're not in attack position. Dimensional Prison, Segeretsu Armor, just to name a few. Yeah, you could go to 36. That still isn't enough. And then we'll wait. Thanks for the Solemn Strike though. I really loving this on my side of the field. Now this guy is really petty. That's your own Solemn Strike, you know. Oh well. And as we wait. No, it Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't play like that. I need to borrow them Twin Twisters. Let me borrow that right quick. Oh wow. That was nasty. Well, we no longer have to worry about stuff like that. So we're gonna set this. And that'll end our turn for now. Draw. There we go. Finally. We're gonna set this. Then we're gonna end. Draw. Now let's see. What do we have here? Bing bang boom. Shakalaka. Let's do this. We're gonna summon. Activate his ability. Next 4. And I think we should have already. Hold on, wait. Oh yeah, sorry, I could go in the graveyard and get him. Let's get You. Now that really is interesting. I don't see why not. We're gonna go 9 gloves on this guy. Of course, I don't see why not. Wow, really interesting. Let's go. You, and then you. Alright, bottle. Let's take this guy to dinner. Now he can have a turn. Now let's see where he's going with this. Ew, that guy. I wonder how long he's gonna be on the field for. Ooh, what is a lot of cards in the grave? $2,800. Ew, Castell. That's a bit dirty. I guess he probably forgot I flew this in the graveyard, but we'll jog his memory. Now let's try this again. Continue. Draw. Let's see. That's being really nice, you know. Yeah, we aren't gonna be that nice. Let's go Sorbo. I know we have that Rob in the graveyard, so he can easily protect his monster from being destroyed by battle for a third time. So since that's annoying, we're gonna do this. Alright. Get rid of that. Oh, we had another one of those in the grave. Alright. Let's see how long he wants to willingly keep getting punched in the face. Ew. Okay, that isn't bad at all. Okay, we're gonna do this then. That's the one I want to talk. Whoa, 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 whoa. I never remember telling you could do stuff like that. You have to ask permission before you could do that. You have to ask permission before doing stuff like that, buddy. And as we wait, let's reduce the damage we're about to take. Make that 0. Now we could live good. That's almost a decent effect of if you have a monster face up on the field. Alright. Let's see now. Cannot be destroyed. Ditch a unit. Let's do this. Summon this. Let's do this. Let's get him. Kind of no more be able to negate being targeted. It didn't do that like 3 times. Oh, white. Now we're on the same page. Battle. And this should end it. One direct attack and that'll be it. Boom shakalaka. That took longer than I expected. Oh, that was you messaging me. My bad, Escobar. If you like how you see, if you're still watching gameplay, that means that I haven't actually went and checking messages, cause the screen will go into like that intermission thing where you see like X's, squares, circles, and stuff like that. Give me a sec. After this duel, I'll check the screenshot out. Yeah, as long as you see a duel still going on, you'll always know when I go to check my messages. You'll always see that screen. Let's set this and we'll end with that. Oh wow, dragons again. I've never really seen much players run Montage Dragon with blue eyes. Like probably like if it was before this whole would on the field right now. Like yeah, you probably could see something like that, adding 3 blue eyes and then discarding them for Montage. But I don't know. Since this whole came out, you know, it's just been straight up sell my body here, squeeze a titty here, touch a side here, stuff like that. See that? So she let, but this is card guard, you know, violator, and now blue eyes on the field. That makes absolutely no sense. Why would you equip Dragon Shield to blue eyes? No. Stripping ain't a speed, but she could get down and dirty though. Let's get him. See, you have to remember where she came from. She came from the Royal Palace. She has plenty of, how to put it, whatever they used back in the day for money. So, you know, and besides, she sells anyway, so she has her own income. Like, no one made more money than her back in the day. That's why a lot of the wars went on back then. Let's borrow the blue eyes. Let's get this guy. What do we have in the graveyard? Oh, just those two. I do have a level 1 monster in my deck. I shall borrow this. That would be something. Let's get rid of Thief. We don't need Thief. And we should be able to special summon this guy. I think I should still be able to use this effect. Equip it to this guy. Oh, let's see now. Battle. We automatically know if we attack a blue eyes coming, so you know that's always the question. And I'll end my turn. Thanks for the 1-for-1, buddy. Suicide Squad. Oh my. Oh my. I almost don't know what to do with myself. That looks pretty. Let's equip that. Let's... No, not you. Let's special summon this guy. Nope. I think he requires 2. Okay, then you just come back. Alright, battle. Bring your blue eyes. We ain't scared of no blue eyes. Is Floodgate played in what Black Magician? And you see blue eyes came in the fetal position. Now, this is what you get for selling your body. Yeah. Now we're gonna go with this move right here. Oh no, sorry. Gotta wait till my next turn. Ew, she's back in attack mode. Does he have a plan? I would have to check. I don't think we have a trap card called Floodgate, but there are trap cards that are considered floodgates, as in they, shut down a lot of the meta in the game. Like Gonzo Match, Rivalry, Necro Valley, stuff like that. Oh, go ahead, Blue Eyes. You can have that. Is he gonna synchro and still lose? Let's find out. One eternity later. And the thing is, guys, remember when dueling dragons, a lot of dragon decks, their trap base is very low. You may run into 3 strikes, 1 warning at most. Like, you really don't have to worry about trap card problems when facing dragon decks because they are just that powerful. They really don't need to run so many traps. So it like if your deck is really offensive, you can just go off on your opponent and win anyway. So right now, it doesn't matter what my opponent does. You guys can see my hand, and you know it's duel no matter what he plays. It really doesn't matter. This is a waste of time. Right now, he's really wasting my time, and his time, and the network's time. Yes, go ahead. Bring whatever it is you're gonna bring. I figured. Yeah. That's what I was trying to explain to someone, but I guess they wasn't understanding what I was trying to say. Let me just kaiju that garbage off the field. Oh, there we go, and there's the rage. You guys saw it live, but yeah, yeah, that's what I was trying to explain to someone when I was talking about when you deck build about running cards that are gonna be optimal against. Because their dispute was that you don't run cards just to take out like a specific deck archetype or strategy or whatever, and that was not the point I was making. And bottomless is a perfect example. Like that card's been out like forever on a blue moon, and it's really effective simply because it works. Let me go to the card so you guys can see who doesn't know what it does. There we go. It's really effective simply because it not only works against monsters with an attack of 1500 or more, but whether the monster's normal summon or special summon or flip summon, um, it can bottomless, it can destroy, and then banish it. You do have monsters with effects that cannot be destroyed, so bottomless wouldn't work on them. But as long as a monster can be destroyed, it's then banished afterwards. And why bottomless is so versatile is because now a lot of monsters in the game, when you look at the current meta or any other meta before it, you have a lot of monsters with like 1500 attack or more that have really decent effects, like Breaking a Magical Warrior. He's like a walk-in MST, like you just summon him, like just bust him in the back row. The cards like what's the guy named Doom Caliber Knight? That is a very vicious 1900 beater. Like he can automatically negate monster effects that activate anywhere, but you do have to be careful of because a lot of people just make this mistake playing both or playing 2 Doom Caliber Knights. What happens is if you play 2 Doom Caliber Knights and your opponent activates a monster effect, your first Doom Caliber Knight goes off automatically to negate your opponent's monster effect, and then your second Doom Caliber Knight goes off to negate your Doom Caliber Knight effect in that same chain. So your second Doom Caliber Knight negates the first Doom Caliber Knight's effect, which allows the opponent's monster effect to go off. So you want to make sure you only play one Doom Caliber Knight at a time. And another reason why bottomless is so optimal and why it should be a trap card to be considered placed in just about any deck is the fact that with the introduction of pendulums, it like even if they didn't bring out Solemn Strike, like bottomless alone just has the power to like, okay, your opponent pendulum summons everything 1500 or more automatically destroyed and banished. Like that's a real go-to against pendulums. And with the new link summoning format, like if your opponent link summons anything 1500 or more, automatic bottomless, destroy, banish. So it's really effective whether you playing standard Yu-Gi-Oh where your opponent just normal summons something with 1500 or more, whether it be a monarch, anything, you can just bottomless, destroy it, banish. Pendulum summon, exceed, synchro. Once you well time your bottomless, and the thing is you want to avoid your opponent synchro and exceed summons simply because you have cards like Stardust Dragon that can negate bottomless effect and then come back during the end phase. cards like 101 that can stop its destruction so it doesn't get destroyed by bottomless effect be banished. Um, Builds who cannot be destroyed by card effects so bottomless wouldn't affect it. Um, Thinking of another exceed monster. It's a rank 5. Trying to remember her name. She's a fairy. Can't remember her name off the top of my head, but yeah, she can't be destroyed by card effects while she has an overlay unit. Like, you have synchro and exceed monsters with those kinds of effects. You can't really do anything with fusion because you would have to literally wait until the fusion monster is fusion summoned to time your bottomless. So, fusions would have the upper hand over bottomless trap hole. But in terms of synchro and exceed, you would want to bottomless those players beforehand so that your opponent doesn't go into those kind of monsters. That's going to be annoying and a real pain in the butt to get rid of. So you want a bottomless beforehand in terms of synchro cases and exceed cases, unless you are 90% sure that the monster you are going for can be affected by bottomless, then you can wait for your opponent to like exceed or synchro and then bottomless. But if your opponent is of a high caliber level, you should expect monsters like that to be in their deck, so you want a bottomless ahead of time. If you don't, you're gonna run into a serious problem, and yeah, next thing you know, you're gonna be the one in the fetal position screaming "mommy." But yeah, that's why bottomless is a relevant trap card that can be splashed into just about any deck. Like, it doesn't even matter. Like I say, whether your opponent's playing standard, traditional Yu-Gi-Oh with just basic, normal, and tribute summoning, bottomless works well. Whether they play in synchro or exceeds, like I said, if they're of that high caliber nature, you want a bottomless ahead of time, pending on what they're playing. Because, like, let's say they're playing synchron, Chong, Doppel, something like that combination, you can always wait for the TG Hyper Liberian synchro summon, bottomless that, to cut their draws out. Um, if they're playing like on the exceed side, if they're playing like with Star Drawing and Sacred Crane, like um, it's really tricky because like you can bottomless the Star Drawing or the Sacred Crane if you want, or you can wait for the exceed. But usually, like when they exceed, especially in terms of rank 4, you're gonna see a lot of 101. So like you would want a bottomless before that. And in those synchro and exceed players, what I usually do, because how I usually run my standard traps, I always run these 3 traps regardless of anything. It always used to be bottomless, solemn, and compulsory. Compulsory evacuation device was the go-to for the exceed and synchro players, simply because like if they summon builds, you can like compulse it back and there's nothing builds can do. Same thing with 101, there's nothing 101 can do. So like, to be effective against synchro and exceed players, compulsory evacuation device, hands down. Like, you can activate that thing whether they put 2/4s or tuner, non-tuner monster, and you can compulse it back before it even comes. So like, let's say they try to go for Void Ogre, and you have compulse, you can compulse before Void Ogre can even come to the field by returning either the tuner or non-tuner back, pending on if your opponent can special summon, either or back. Like, let's say they have like a magical trick card or something like that, like because 2 monsters are present on the field and they can special summon it from the hand and they still have their level 4 tuner, then you would want to actually compulse the level 4 tuner, pending if they have another level 4 tuner that can actually like just special summon itself from the hand. But you guys understand what I'm saying. You just want to make sure that you want to prevent certain plays from ever occurring, like Void Ogre, so that your compulse doesn't get negated. And yeah, against synchro and exceed players, compulse is the go-to. Even in link summoning format, compulse is also a go-to because your opponent's going to utilize mainly tokens to like link summon. So you can compulse the first link monster that's supposed to start a chain of summoning everything else. Compulse that back, that chain stops like it's broken, and your opponent now has to wait. And usually cards that allow tokens are like once per turn, so you don't have to worry about them trying to execute the same link summon again in the same turn. Usually, I don't know if they have like new token cards out to be played for the link summoning format that aren't restricted to once per turn activations, but I know most of the cards in terms of token summoning in the game are once per turn. I know that for a fact. So if your opponent goes off, play an effect that gives them tokens to go link summon, compulse the link monster back, chain broken, or they'll have to like special summon a monster and then try to see what they can salvage off of their link summon to try to further extend their special summoning and combo plays. But 3 decent traps to always consider putting in your deck: compulsory evacuation device, solemn warning, or strike, judgment, any of those, and bottomless trap hold. They are really effective once used right or timed right, especially solemns. Knowing what monster summon to negate is very important, because your opponent may summon something, it may be a threat, but you may have a way to get around, beat over, or resolve that issue without having to use your solemn. Even if your opponent, like, let's say, slap you in the face for like 2,500, like, as long as you're still able to activate that solemn for an even more potent effect, such as like overload fusion or dragon's mirror or something like that, you really want to keep your solemns for, so that your opponent can't make those one card comebacks, what's the fusion card for red eyes? Red eyes fusion or something like that. Shot all fusion. You want to save your solemns for those key one card comebacks, so that you just like shut your opponent down out of the game, so they can't make their comebacks, and utilize your bottomless and your compulsory on their main board plays, such as when they would normal summon or special summon monsters, especially in terms of pendulum summoning with bottomless. And then you could always compulse when they use like 2 or 3 level 4s to go into a rank 4, or tuners or whatever, to make their synchros with, and just compulse the synchro back pending on what they're attempting to synchro, because even if you compulse Trishula back, you're still gonna get -3, so you always wanna be wary of that, because getting trished hurts. I don't care how you put it, getting trished hurts. One from your hand, your field, and your graveyard. One from the hand alone hurts, so you can imagine losing one from your field and your graveyard, especially if you're playing a deck that relies on certain monsters being in the graveyard, like level eater and stuff like that. So you really want to make sure that you time your bottomless and your compulsory evacuation devices right. On your solemns, you want to keep them mainly for those one card comeback plays that allow a summon. Even against interrupted slumber, you can play solemn warning on, so that you don't have to worry about your board getting nuked and then a kaiju on your field that's usually gonna be weaker, and your opponent having a stronger kaiju, and then they just go in head to head and you losing in the process. So making sure that you time those 3 trap cards correctly, I guarantee you it's gonna be a game changer every single time. There are also other cards you can incorporate in your trap card lineup. I don't go for like a big trap card lineup usually, because I prefer the ability to OTK my opponent if need be, because you may end up in a situation where your opponent may be playing Cosmos and they pick up a Bada and you realize they're playing Cosmos. You can like twin twist to their back row, the Cosmo card that banishes a card from your side of the field, and then go off on your opponent and OTK them. I did it before playing with my Rare Dragon Archery deck. My opponent was playing Cosmos. I owed the 2 in the back row, and I made sure I OTK'd my opponent. But if they had established, because I know Cosmos can establish a field out of this world with like 5 or 6 negates, like, because I've done it before with Cosmos. That's one of the reasons why you guys haven't seen me play Cosmos. Like that's ridiculous, and it causes a lot of rages. No one really wants to play against Cosmos and stuff like that, but they can build a really decent field, and once it's established, it's really hard to get over. But Yeah, that's the way I prefer to do it. Giving my decks the potential to OTK my opponent for a win. What I'll do is I'll probably edit this super heavy samurai build I just did. This deck is what, about an hour old, hour and 19 minutes old, something like that, and it did pretty decent. Um, I'll probably tweak it so that it really OTKs more. Probably add in a third gauntlet because I think gauntlet doubles the attack, and add in a third general for that double attack. So we can make OTK and our opponent more relevant in this deck. So we're looking at probably but three gauntlets, three generals. I haven't even picked up my eccentric archfiend not once in any duel. So I mean, I really put it in there to be relevant against if they play a card like Skill Drain that's gonna negate the Heavy Samurai's effects, because Skill Drain really kills this deck. So of an eccentric archfiend to place in the pendulum zone to pop a skill drain is excellent. And having two breakthrough skills is also excellent, as you can also banish them from the grave. The one interrupted slumber to nuke the board and put a kaiju on both sides of the field is also excellent. And then giving you access to search. And Battle Ball was really neat. But like I said, I'm gonna tweak it. I'll probably take out Thief. I love this guy's effect, being able to make my opponent's attack and defense 0. I only used this once. I used the Soul Fire's effect and then played Interrupted so I could protect my Heavy Samurai and got a Kaiju on both sides of the field, which is really neat. I want to keep two Flutus in because my opponent is going to play card effects that target my Heavy Samurais, and I want to make sure they're protected. And with Soul Fire, I want to make sure I can protect them directly from my hand by Bad Law card effect. And level 4s, I may cut. I'll probably cut two of this guy. No, he gets me a level 2 tuner back from the grave. I'll probably cut one of him and cut one magnet. For that alteration of including the gauntlet general, and I'm gonna also look into which one of them adds a decent amount of additional defense, so that when I equip Soul Piercer, we can get that OTK faster. Ben K wasn't really all of that relevant. I mean, I did use Flutus to get him, but Ben K really isn't how to put it, relevant. So I'll probably put that in the side. Like, Ben K wasn't really needed. Like I say, I don't want to get rid of my eccentric because Skill Drain is an excellent floodgate against any deck that runs heavy monster effects. And how to put it, a lot of decks now run a decent amount of monster effects, so Skill Drain is really relevant against those. So I want to make sure I have outs to Skill Drain all the time. And if it isn't Skill Drain, anything that's going to stop me from special summoning, such as Vanity's Emptiness, or any card with a petty effect that says I can't special summon, like I can summon Eccentric to the field as a monster, tribute it, and pop the monster. Like, it doesn't get no better than of an eccentric because it's versatile in this kind of deck. Yeah. I think someone sent me their build of their Heavy Samurai. So because I've been really busy from last week, I haven't even gotten to do a featured deck this week. So tomorrow, I'm not sure exactly what time yet. I'll probably do hey, what you say, Jason? Yeah, life had me chained and shackled. So yeah. I just got off from work at 11. I reached home almost 12, and as soon as I reach home, yeah, I've been doing the stream. So yeah, I'll be doing a feature deck of that Super Heavy Samurai. I'll edit my build, and then I'll do a feature video tomorrow, probably about let's say about 11 a.m. midday, depends on what time I wake up. As soon as I wake up, I'll grab some cereal and I'll be right back on. I just need to try to get some sleep. Had a long day, and then I'll be right back on, and I'll be doing for an entire hour. I'll be featuring that super heavy samurai deck, and then later on I'll show you guys what I came up with this same build and how I've been able to tweak it to make it more efficient in terms of being able to counter some of the best one turn boards that can possibly arise, as well as being able to be efficient against um, a lot of decent floodgates. And I love the fact that regular cornflakes, shimmy, regular cornflakes. VAT just gone up where we is, so since our value added tax went up, I'm waiting to see exactly how. I normally eat raisin bran crunch because I like to keep my fiber up, and I love milk. So, um, yeah, I always keep an extra roll of tissue somewhere. But yeah, I sticking with regular cereal until I see exactly what the cost of some of my favorite cereals will cost me. But I normally eat like raisin bran crunch, honey nut Cheerios. I don't see how people eat regular Cheerios. For heaven's sake! Oh man, regular Cheerios is it hurts my taste buds. I kid you not. Regular Cheerios hurts my taste buds. I love honey nut Cheerios. Yeah, see, you understand, Shimmy. You understand. I prefer honey nut Cheerios, raisin bran crunch, um, any kind of cereal that you don't really need to add sugar to, just milk. I'm completely fine with. Because I try to not to consume too much sugar and try to keep it all natural, like honey and stuff like that. And I do watch my labels on things that I drink that contains high fructose corn syrup, because that's really like bad for the body. Yeah, shimmy, really good for the heart health, really good. And I do a decent amount of mileage through the week, so yeah, that way I can play Yu-Gi-Oh longer, looking out health wise. But yeah, I'll be back on later today. I don't know what time it is where you guys are, but currently it's 2:42 a.m. where I'm at, and I've been up and running from like 8 o'clock yesterday morning, and in like 5 hours, that would make like 24 hours I've been completely awake without the use of caffeine or anything like that. I also try to avoid caffeinated drinks and stuff like that. I hate running off caffeine. It's a horrible feeling when you crash. How to put it? I just feel like melted spaghetti or melted noodle strings. Like you want to stand up or walk straight or try to function properly. It just feels like everything is like all not, how to put it, going your way, stuff like that. I don't know how to explain it, like melted ice cream on the road or something like that. That's how I feel at times. But yeah, that's why I try to avoid those things. What's that, Black Magician? I hope that isn't the thing where the doctor slap on that rubber glove and then sticks a finger out. Like he's gonna have to take that finger and he's gonna have to shove that down his own throat. Yeah, I don't try to overdo it, Jason. Like, the body naturally needs at least 8 hours of sleep out of 24. So if I stay awake over 24, like, I'm gonna make sure I get a decent amount of sleep, and I don't try to like 5 hour energy it out, or what's the next energy drink? I think like Red Bull or something like that. Like, I try not to get myself wired on those things, because then it becomes an addiction. Like, every time I know I going overboard, like, I'm gonna grab one of them, and I want to make sure that I'm treating my body right. It's natural that you get at least 8 hours of sleep so that you function properly, and that's what I try to do. I don't try to like, yeah, Monster. That's the name, Shimmy, Monster. And I try not to hardwire myself to have to be dependent on those kind of things. Like, I want to keep it natural as much as possible, regardless of if what they giving me is all natural in 5 hour energy. I still want to make sure that I get my 8 hours of sleep appropriately, because my third eye, I'm not even sure where my third eye is located, but alright. Yeah, I want to make sure that I'm actually getting my 8 on time. I mean, I don't always get it on time, but I make sure I do get it. And oh, I don't drink soda at all, Shimmy. I do not drink soda at all. I always consume water. Like, I was to work and I filled up a gallon of water and drank that in less than 4 hours. And people look at me like, what the hell? I say, yeah, my middle name is now Camel. But I know the benefits of drinking a decent amount of water in a single day. Like, people don't get it. Like, being able to filter out all the toxins that you eat from your food and certain meats that you eat, knowing that these a lot of the meats that we eating now are being shot up with needles and other hormones and stuff like that, so that they can grow quicker. In order to get those toxins and stuff out of your body, you need to drink a lot of water and you need to sweat. And the only way you get rid of toxins, and you have to watch the kinds of stuff you put on your skin and the deodorant you use, because antiperspirant deodorant means that it is preventing sweat, meaning that it's actually clogging some of your pores. So when you would sweat to release those chemicals, that's why when people sweat, you smell this odor. And what that odor is, a combination of from the toxins your body's trying to get rid of from the food that you eat. And well, see, I understand how the human body works. Like, I want it to be healthier, be able to perform better, not just, in bed with my wife, but I just, like, all around. I wanted my brain function, the way that I process things, to be much quicker, be more effective, be more alert. So, I just checked out, how certain foods and chemicals affect the body. Like, if they had me being like a scientist researching stuff, like, they would probably kill me, or they would probably like pay me off not to tell you guys a lot of things. Because, like, when I explain to people, like, why do you take iron pills, like, that doesn't make any sense. Listen to what your syndrome is. You have a iron deficiency, or you have a low blood count. Eating greens, a lot of greens, increases your blood count, as well as it allows you to pass more, meaning that the food that you eat in your system doesn't stay in your system for days. Because think about this, you eating 3 meals a day, your body only supposed to take 8 hours to process that, and then you're supposed to hit the toilet. So if you ate 3 meals a day, 3 meals tomorrow, 3 meals a day after that, and then you just remembering that you gotta use the toilet to do a number two, something's wrong in your system. You need to get cleaned out, or your arteries are clogged. And one of the way that I showed people how to unclog their arteries is, you can get apple cider vinegar. You can put like 2 caps of that inside a cup of water, and you can drink that first thing in the morning. And it helps with weight loss as well. Vinegar is good for blood pressure. That's why my favorite trip from I was a child until now is vinegar and salt. I don't eat it regularly. I I eat it at specific times, like, because when you, let's say you run about 3-4 miles and you sweat, what the brain uses to send signals to your muscles is actually the sodium in your body. So when you see, like, you get fatigued or exhausted and you try to move, or you feel dizzy, or your body isn't responding on time, or you have like muscle twitches and stuff like that, like your eye blinking uncontrollably, that's a sign of fatigue, where your brain isn't able to send the right signals for your muscles to fire off or do what you want it to do appropriately. That's when you lack in the sodium in your body, or what is known as electrolytes. You would see that found in Gatorade, and you can also gain that through salt. So I would eat like vinegar and salt after I would have done like a really gruesome workout where I sweat a lot, and be able to replace the electrolytes in my body so that I function properly. And the vinegar from the chip is just to make sure it keeps my blood pressure, at a decent level. Like I say, I don't eat it regularly, only after like extreme workouts and stuff like that. I like to try to keep things controlled. and well timed so that I keep my health balance, and I try to make sure, because a lot of people like they do journals to keep things down. Like I can like log in my head exactly what I did on this day, ate, did this, and I can recap that myself without having to write all those things down. And that's just a part of what I was talking about with the way that I eat. It actually allows me to retain more information. That's, I guess that's why I can like deck build so easy. Like I can retain a lot of card information and then start deck building, and I can be like, oh, I can add that in and stuff like that. Protein helps with that as well, because protein really helps with muscle recovery. As I think it's the fatty acids from the fish, because I do eat tuna, sardine, mackerel. I prefer those like more at breakfast time. And even if I don't eat them at breakfast time, what I would do too is I would like pasta and tuna, or pasta and fish, and I'd like eat that for dinner. And like the fatty acids from the fish, it helps with like the your focus and your brain's actual mental capacity to actually retain information over a long period of time. So like if you have kids in school, like I recommend that you do feed them fish on a regular day basis. Oh, back to the deficiency part. I know something I forgot. Yeah, if you have a low iron count or your blood is low, all you do is you eat a lot of greens, lettuce, cabbage, spinach, kale. When I make my oats in the morning, I chop up my kale and my spinach, and I actually mix it into my oats, and then I eat that. I make sure I get my servings of green in at least two meals, either breakfast and lunch, or breakfast and dinner. And yep, yeah, Shami, trust me. Um, I like barracuda. I've heard people complain about getting poisoned, and like I told them, in the 28 years that I've been on God's green earth, I've never gotten poisoned from barracuda. I guess just lucky me, but yeah. Fish, the fish oil is very excellent. I don't like processed stuff too much. Like I say, try to stick to all natural. That's why I'm like honey and stuff like that. Yeah, black magician, trust me. And the thing is with that black magician is you going fishing is actually a good thing, because not only can you carry the kids behind you and show them how to fish, but you can carry friends. You guys can like chill on a rock, up a couple cold ones, maybe carry some sandwiches, or even you can start barbecuing right there, some chicken and whatnot on the side, and while you guys fish and catching your own fish, and like the experience is really like a bond. Yeah, more like a bonding between guys, or the family, which is really excellent, because a lot of people don't even get that in this day and time. And like I tell them, and due to technological advances, it's more like I see something you post on Facebook, I hit like. You see something I post on Instagram, you hit like. There is no real interaction between me and you, except for you like something I post, I like something you post. But when it comes down to if me and you in a dark alley, who has who back, we ain't sure. You see what I'm saying? Versus if me and you actually went on a rock to fish, and you needed help with something, or you slipping overboard, or stuff like that, where it's a response mechanism between us as human beings to say, all right, I need to help this guy, or I see something he's doing wrong, I can now give him some good advice, or stuff like that. Or like how I was explaining about, if uh, you have a deficiency, how what you guys can eat to help clear that up, so that you guys don't have to go to the doctor who's giving you these pills, which by the way have side effects like a million and one, and they want you to take it to cure one thing that's gonna cause another five, six, seven things go wrong with you. Like that doesn't make any sense at all. Like, why spend all that money on this guy who's being paid under the table to make sure that I buy medication? That doesn't make any sense at all. Like, as long as a doctor can tell me what's wrong with me, I can actually find a natural way to cure it. And that is the thing is, like, what didn't make any sense to me, like when I really sat down and think about it, like they have something called over the counter medication, and then medication that you need prescription for. Why give me medication for a prescription when I can just like buy like 4 balls of Tylenol and just overdose? Like I'm gonna get the same thing that you told me I couldn't get over the counter. Like, you see what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense. I can get the same dosage that I ever wanted. So why, you know, try to say that you're limiting me when technically you're still making it available, but just at a lower dosage, and I can just like take 3, 4 of them and get the dosage I actually want. Like that doesn't really make much sense. Putting it on the shelf at a low dosage that I can just add up to whatever I want and then still get the same effect. But anyway, yeah, if you have low blood pressure, iron deficiency, you eat a lot of greens. You could consume it twice, well, in at least 2 of your meals a day, and it will help with that. You can also drink, like, I know Guinness is good. I'm not sure where you guys are if they sell Guinness, but if they do, that's good. And malt drinks as well. Any like Vitamalt and stuff like that. They are decent when it comes to like iron, help boosting your iron and blood production. So yeah, you can get off those iron tablets and pills, and unless like it's like your iron, your body's ability to like, I guess, for your iron count, like to hover to where it's supposed to be, like if it's really that dire that you have to be on it and doctor says you have to be on it, then you know it isn't really nothing much you can do about that until like you can get it to where it's at a safe level that you can like actually use stuff like that. um yeah, I mean, you could dry the fish out and then eat it with rice. It isn't bad. uh what we like to do is sometimes we like to stew our fish and eat it with like brown grits. That it really tastes good, trust me on that. Oh no, Shimi, I didn't say gizzard, but um we do have something over here that's called gizzard. What do you say, Alvin? Now a Karibo deck is really interesting. I would give it that because I know they have I think it's called Berserker Crush, where Karibo can just gain a monster's attack that's being banished from the graveyard by its effect. And I think this game does have enough Karibo to support that because I think it's Rainbow Karibo, um, a bunch of other decent Karibos, Wing Karibo, regular Karibo, Wing Karibo level 10, Wing Karibo level 9. Yeah, I could see that actually being a decent deck. That's gonna give a whole lot of trouble. 1 for 1, flew to summoning Karibo, and you could run a little engine inside there too with probably summon a monk and maybe Saster off to increase the draw potential and go off on your opponent. I could see that being real troublesome. I also do feature decks, Alvin, so if you want me to, I could feature your deck. You can just screenshot me the recipe, and for an hour I'll be playing with your deck when I go live. Um, yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this morning. If any of you guys have any questions before I do the thing where I end up in Dreamland, I think this would be the perfect time. You have a Karibo deck too, Shimi? Yeah, Black Magician. And also keep in mind, guys, I do not also, how to put it, specialize in Yu-Gi-Oh. I try to make sure that I'm well knowledgeable about a lot of things, and it's just to make sure that going through life, you don't want to. Oh, okay, you can send it then to me. It doesn't matter. Yeah, you want to make sure in life that you continually keep making progress with elevating yourself with knowledge, whether it's in Yu-Gi-Oh or anything else in life. Because at the end of the day, the more you know, the better. Because there's always gonna be someone out there who could always use that knowledge or information or helping on. Either one, it doesn't matter. But you just want to make sure that you don't stay stagnant. You don't stay sitting in like one spot, like really not doing nothing much with life or repeating like the same cycles. Like you want to create healthy habits and trends so that your life could continue to grow as time goes on. Because think of yourself as a tree. If you're not watering or receiving or trying to elevate yourself so that you can grow, what fruit are you going to bear on your limbs for anyone to gain from, whether it be family, friends, or even people who just don't like you? Like, I really have had a lot of people who didn't like me had to walk up to me and said that they respected my decision for something I did. And I looked at them and I say, "You're a strange guy because I know you can't stand my guts. But I respect the fact that you could actually stand there and admit something like that." So I, in some strange way, have maybe a little bit of respect for you. But yeah, that's how you want to be. You want to make sure that wherever you plant your roots, you continue to keep growing. You don't want to stop and get stagnant. Whether it's on your job, whether it's at home with your family, whether it's with your friends, wherever, you just want to make sure that you are that oak tree that's gonna stand there and you know be some source of either support or encouragement for whoever around you. Yeah, uh, his life for me. But yeah, just like I say, guys, keep growing. Keep doing what you do. I don't know what all of your occupations are, or what you all do for a living, or where you at in life, but just remember to keep growing. As you continue to keep growing, you're automatically gonna watch and see people begin to cling to you, because people who are trying to do something with their lives, or people who see potential in them, normally cling to them, because not everyone wants to stay in the same dark corner all their life, not seeing any progress, not being able to make changes, not being able to better their lives. Because some people are in some really, how to put it, craptastic situations. Like they just were dealt a bad hand, and it had nothing to do with their decision. It may have been maybe mainly on their parents to blame, grandparents, friends. Like they just ended up in a craptastic situation where it had nothing to do with them, and now they just have to deal with it. But it's like a learning experience we're trying to manage with other people. And like I tell people, don't try to change other people, because when you look at how hard it is for you to try to change yourself, imagine how much harder it is for you to try to change someone else. So that's why I say keep growing, keep learning, have patience, and don't always try to go off on everybody like a ticking time bomb, like just explode, like you know because like when people do certain things and then they see the way I respond, they like that ain't bad at all, Shimi. That ain't bad at all. Um I think I remember what you said was the trauma, but yeah, it's life. Trust me, it happens. It already happened to me. Um, when it happened to me, how to put it, I wasn't sure if the world was still spinning on its axis. That's how it was at least for me, in that situation. Cause like I was like I can't I trying to remember what you said your trauma. I think anyway. Well, my trauma was that I got cheated on. Yes, Dabna did got cheated on. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, it seemed really interesting guy who has a brain who's multi-talented and can do a lot of things. Yes, I've gotten cheated on, and like that entire night, and I was with my cousin, and it was like I wasn't sure if the world was still spinning. Like the clouds looked like they stood still in the sky, and I wasn't sure if the world was still revolving around the sun. It was like, what the hell is going on here? But when you put your heart in the wrong place and then someone like drops it and then like just runs off with whatever little bit of emotion you had for them is like you're just like shallow and empty, and like life almost seemed a little bit colorless. And then like when you end up in that, I wouldn't say same situation, but like the situation wants to look almost the same, like it starts to become that deja vu where you don't want to get hurt, or you want to like close yourself off. But like in those types of situations, like I tell people, we can't blame the people who do these things to us. We have to blame ourselves, because it was our initial intention to actually say, look, yeah, I'm gonna give this person a try because they seem to have good qualities. When in fact, if we had actually done our research, just like how I play Yu-Gi-Oh, and I check out cards effects to see exactly how they work, what are the strong points, what are the weak points before I utilize the card. If we actually evaluated, well, if I had evaluated her like I played Yu-Gi-Oh now, I would have been in better standings, because then I would have realized that, look, yeah, um, it don't need to go this far. I don't need to invest this much feelings, time, effort, energy, or money into this chick, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be the one who taking the L, and I don't want to be the one taking the L when I looking for someone who's gonna like settle down, start a family, you know, and do what a wife is supposed to do. Um, Shimmy, trust me, after in due time you'll get over it. Keep playing Yu-Gi-Oh, keep doing what you do. Like I tell people, the most important thing is doing what you love. Don't ever let nobody stop you from doing what you love. Even after she cheated on me, she wanted to get back with me, but you know what I did? You know what I did? And I did thank her for that, you know. You know what I did? I never took her back. And when I went back and I continued to play Yu-Gi-Oh, it made me an even more fiercer opponent. Like, I just, whoever it was who came to duel me, I just took it to another level. Like, every single time my intention was OTK with the maximum most attack I could hit my opponent was. That's how it was. That's how I dealt with it. And that's why I say, don't stop doing what you love. I loved Yu-Gi-Oh back then. I love Yu-Gi-Oh now. And I'll probably still love Yu-Gi-Oh even in the afterlife. Not even till the day I die. Even in the afterlife, I'll probably still love Yu-Gi-Oh. You guys will probably still hear me dueling out of my grave. Still right there giving you guys advice straight out of the grave. And I'd probably be asking one of y'all die to play Call It Haunted or Monster Reborn and see if I come back. Or y'all might need a stronger spell. But hey. Um, what's gonna scare you, Nashimi? But yeah, like, don't ever let no one stop you from doing what you love. Whether it's playing Yu-Gi-Oh, skateboarding, riding your motorbike, whatever it is, don't ever let nobody stop you from doing what you love. Because doing what you love is what brings out the best in you. That's what shows you who you really are on the inside. And it's nothing like, bringing out your inner child, or bringing out your inner self. What they say, you don't know what you have until it's gone, and yeah, that's how that was. Like, you don't have to take it back. Like, I tell her, from my two previous ex, like, those are my exes for a reason, and they're gonna remain my exes because they taught me a lesson, and you're no different. Why should I take you back if I never took those two back? Like, you don't have to take it back. You learn your lesson and you move on. Now, if you feel that, all right, at the end of the day, she's worth it, that she can make a change for the better, probably suit you, um, be exactly what it is you need her to be to you, as not only a wife but as a mother to your children. If you decide that, yeah, you want to have kids, and then you still have to look at, like, how old she is, what she was exposed to from or at a certain age, because when you're young and you haven't been exposed to a great deal of things, it leaves you at an older age a little curious to explore those avenues. So sometimes you have to allow people to grow up. Age has nothing to do with emotional or mental maturity. Always remember that age has nothing to do with emotional or mental maturity. You have kids who 5 and 6 who are mentally more mature than a lot of people. Um, Shimmy, like I'll say, age has nothing to do with mental and emotional maturity. Age has nothing to do with those two. So even if she was 2 years older, 5 years older, 10 years older, you got guys who still running around here 45, 55, 65 and still think they 18, trying to do the same thing they was doing then, now. So, there are just other factors that you have to weigh in, especially when it comes to selecting a woman to say, well, all right, you want to date her, because even in that dating process, that is time consuming. And the one thing I value in life is my time. Like, if you're gonna waste my time, go the next way. My time is valuable. I could be spending my time talking to someone else who needs it, or trying to show someone else better who needs it, or carry my behind the bed because I need 8 hours of sleep because I need it. You see what I'm saying? But I don't mind spending my time talking to people, helping, encouraging them, motivating them, or giving them advice, or helping them become a better person, player, or whatever it is. As long as it's being beneficial to their life, I have no problem spending my time for that cause. But if you're gonna waste my time, like, go the next way. Don't waste my time, because my time I can't replace. Time is the one valuable commodity we could all spend and never get it back. What I do now, I can't get back tomorrow. What I didn't do yesterday, I can't recover that time to try to do that today. I only have 24 hours in a day, and whatever I get done in that 24 hours, that's that. So always remember, your time is important. So don't allow no one to waste your time dating who isn't serious, because remember, now the whole purpose of dating is to see if this person actually has the qualities or the capacity to fulfill what you looking for in a wife. And if we have any females who are on this live stream, or a husband, to be able to fulfill exactly what it is you're looking for in that individual. So your time is important. Don't let no one waste it. I don't care on what it is. Don't let nobody waste your time, because that time could be put towards planning out a business plan for the next 10 years so that you could be financially independent, or you just sitting down, planning out what you want your future home to be like, or coming up with a new car design that you could probably put on the market and get a deal with Mercedes or Lexus or something like that, and earn yourself a couple of $1 million within the next couple of years because you came up with an awesome design for a more fuel efficient car that's gonna, of how to put it, whatever it is for the atmosphere, cleaner air, whatever um, genius comes to mind in that regard. So don't let no one waste your time. Utilize your time as much as you can, and don't let no one waste it. Every second counts. Um, wow, it's like 3:15 where I'm at. Oh boy, oh boy. But yeah, Shimi, don't worry about it. Like I said, if you feel after evaluating the situation that she is worth your time, then if you want a back, you can, take a back. But like I say, we all understand or have to sit down at the end of the day and realize exactly what are our shortcomings and what we bring into the table, because none of us are perfect, and you don't want to be trying to dictate to another individual who you're supposed to be in a relationship with, or trying to be in a relationship with, and you don't have your criteria as a man or as a woman in place to be able to do what you're supposed to do, and you're trying to dictate to someone else. Like, no, make sure your house is clean before you criticize someone else's. So you just want to make sure that that's a nice dream, Shimi. That's a nice dream. Um, that's a nice dream. I can't promise that I'll do the same. The reason being is because those things will be done occasionally for my wife. Occasionally, yeah. I don't think it's, see, because the whole principle of a wife is for her to keep the house and do those things, and you don't want to get her into a habit where she becomes relaxed, where you do it more often than not, and then it starts to create a problem, because then she may slack off, and then you don't do it, and then you come home and you trying to figure out, like, yeah, I'm king of this castle, and why does it look like this? And then don't, let's say you unexpectedly having friends come over, like, that's kind of embarrassing. So like I say, like special occasions, probably Mother's Day, her birthday, or if I see she's like a little overwhelmed, like depending on what she's doing business wise or stuff like that, like, that's when I'll probably step up and assist and give a hand in those areas, because I don't expect her to do it 365 days of the year every single day. Sometimes she may feel sick or may not be well or up to par, and then depending on what her criteria is in terms of job or business, um, if she have to leave the island or travel or be away from home for extended periods of time, I can't expect her to do it when she's not physically present. So that's those exceptional situations. But like I say, I won't be doing that more often than not, because you want to keep your wife inside that zone where she knows, okay, this is my responsibility, what I'm supposed to do day in and day out. Keep the house, make sure the children do what they're supposed to do, and make sure my husband's happy. And as long as I make sure my husband's happy, the husband's responsibility is to make sure that the home is happy. And when I talk about the home, I'm talking about everybody who lives under his roof, his wife, his children, whether he have any siblings or whoever. He's supposed to make sure everybody underneath his roof, just as a king does for his kingdom, he's supposed to make sure he takes care of everybody under his roof. So once she does what she's supposed to do, the king is supposed to make sure that he does what he is supposed to do for everyone in his kingdom, or everyone in his household. That's how it's supposed to be. So you want to make sure that you aren't overstepping your boundaries and putting yourself in a position to cause these problems yourself. You want to make sure that things are playing out their role as they were intended to. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong if you're a guy who loves to cook and chef it up in the kitchen. Far be it from me. I'm not gonna stop you. If you love cooking, guys, go in the kitchen, chef it up. I'm not gonna stop you. If you don't want your wife to cook, if you prefer your own cooking, that's fine. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as it doesn't cause an issue between you and your wife, do it. Do it. You have some women, they love guys who can cook. I can't cook to save. Well, let me not say that. I can manage to boil a pot of water, and what goes in that water doesn't necessarily have to come out as edible. I can eat it, and once it doesn't kill me, I feel it's a decent cooking. Let me put it like that, because I don't know what other people are used to or what their taste buds, would say about my cooking. But I know that my cooking hasn't killed me yet, and I'm still going strong. um, that's what you're supposed to do, Shimmy. But like, how to put it? Not all females are receptible to that. How to put it? Talking it out, and it can go in through one ear and out through the next. And there's nothing like a woman who feels she's always right, never wrong, and knows it all. Trust me on that. It's like having a conversation with her. It's like having a conversation with a literal brick wall. I kid you not. So that's why I say the things that we would want to acquire from a woman as a man and vice versa, on the ladies part, because I don't know if any ladies are watching the live stream. um we have to make sure that we look for these signs early on, not just when we start, let's say, dating, but just in our every day-to-day communications with each other, to see, is this person, how is this person's verbal skill or communication? How does this guy treat his mother and his sisters? Because it's really a reflection of how he's gonna treat his wife when he gets his wife. Because mentally or psychologically, how he treats the females in his current life is basically how he's gonna treat his girlfriend or his wife, and that's basically what it is. Now, unless it's like he when he grew up in his home, like it was some trauma with his dad beating his mom or something like that, and it scarred him to that extent, then there are also signs you have to look out for as well. And especially if his father wasn't there, like those are signs that ladies need to pick up, that look here, this name may not be a sensible guy. Not saying that, all right, if a guy's father was in there, that he is insensible, because you know you have situation and cases where guys had respectable role models who they could look up to and say, well, all right, this is what a father figure is supposed to be. Boom, I can now model that. You see what I'm saying? And only through, like I say, unlike with with these technological advances, you don't really get these like bonding type situations where we are physically next to each other, where you can feel my energy, you can feel my passion, you can feel exactly what it is I'm talking about or expressing, and we're just texting through a phone or messaging each other through Facebook. Like it those things really take away from that. So when you talk about having a conversation with a guy, like, or with a girl, or vice versa, however, anyway, I don't want to get on the next topic, because that next topic a little too deep, and don't want to get under no one's skin, because that have to do with people who were born one thing and change it to another, so I can leave that right there. But for those of us who were born one thing and remains that, talking to the opposite, like it really takes away from that. Like, you don't really get to like express yourself or be able to, how to put it, impart exactly what it is, in terms of, even, how to put it, I think it's a certain chemical when males and females are like together. I can't remember the chemical it actually releases in our brain, and it's one of the things that actually triggers that causes us as guys to get aggressive and women to be a little more passive, and then things start to happen, and then next thing you know, 9 months later, there's a baby. But anyway, um, yeah, you just want to make sure that you try to interact with people on a more physical base rather than a technological base, because people can say that they are this, that, and the other, across devices, but physically in person, you get to see that person's character, their reaction, the way they conduct themselves, and stuff like that. And like I tell people, actions speak louder than words. The word was in hormones, but it has something to do with our hormones. It's a chemical that releases in the brain that, oh man, how to explain it? It's oh man, it's similar like when dogs mating, like they would know when a female dog is ovulating, and they would know that she's right to bear puppies. It's a chemical that releases in our brain that allows us to know, and vice versa. Like even with females, like when they're ovulating, they may not know it like consciously, but when they're ovulating, like they're actually looking for like a male that's like most that seems most dominant, or that would be able to get the job done. And don't let her be under the influence. Like, yeah, yeah, but yeah, like you just want to make sure you want to keep your interactions more physical than anything, whether it's with the opposite sex or with family or friends. You want to make sure that your interactions are more physical than it is technological, because technology is really what's cutting into today's society in terms of us, just being able to express ourselves and being able to understand each other. And one thing I like to tell people, actions speak louder than words. People can tell you over the phone, message you on Facebook, or put up profile pictures and status that they are this and that and the other, and uh, when you check them out in real life, his profile picture say he what he is 6'5", 240, well built, and is the CEO of he's the CEO of Google. uh, and when the lady bucks him in real life, the guy is only like a buck 20, 5'5", and he is the COO. I mean, the COO of Selling Dreams. You see what I'm saying? So like, yeah. So like, just try to keep the interactions more physical, and it really helps us to understand each other better, especially when it comes to that trust factor. Like, people don't understand. You don't just have a whole lot of trust for an individual. Like, trust is something that accumulates based on a person's actions through when situations occur. Some things that aren't asked for, or that are generally donated or assisted in, and then you be able to base on this individual's character. Look here, does this individual really have anything to gain by doing this for me? No. Wow, this is a really good individual or a good friend to keep around. He has my back, XYZ. You see what I'm saying? um Well, just don't be in the back of the room while you keeping quiet, because it's easy for someone like that to go missing. Shimmy. Me, I like to be in the forefront of things. I like to be right there in the front. And the reason why I like to be in the front is because when someone says something, I'm going to question it. And the reason why I question it is not to say that the individual's wrong. The reason I question it is because I want to know exactly how does this guy perceive or came to the conclusion of what he's saying. And that is important, because that is one of the ways that you begin to understand people, because the way that we break down or perceive things is basically due to our point of view through life experiences or things that we were taught or led to believe. And if you want to understand someone, you have to begin to understand the way that they think and process things, and that is why you question things that they believe or things that they do or come to the conclusion of, because it helps you to understand that individual on a deeper level. So there are other things that you wouldn't even have to question them about because you already understand where they sit mentally. And they the kind of interactions you want to have with people, because that's what builds meaningful relationships right there. Whether it be a friendship, whether it is for you to find a wife or a girlfriend or whatever it may be. Even like I say, bonding with your kids, like you want to be able to question your kids and ask, Tommy, how did you come up with that? Or, you know, Michelle, like, wow, I didn't know that you could draw paint or whatever, like, stuff like that. You want to build meaningful relationships, and in this day and time, like, you really want to have the closest relationship with your child, because if you're not there, like this single parent home thingy that's really going on, like there are a lot there, like over 65% of the homes are single parents. So when that parent is working 2 or more odd jobs, that means that your child is now growing up off of what's it called, power and whatever else they have going on, sitcom, internet, and they got Google at the press of a button right from their smartphone, so they can like just go on their internet browser, Google whatever it is they want or whatever their friends tell them, and now an unlimited resource of information of things that probably won't always be explained correctly to your child. And now they're out there, and now they're trying to decipher these things. You aren't like really out there, and then you may not have had the time to really like bonding with your child to be like, no, Tommy, don't do that. So even when Tommy sees that, daddy told me don't do that, I don't know why daddy told me don't do that, but if daddy said don't do that, I'm not doing that. And being able to have that parent-child bond, that when you speak they adhere regardless of what may be shown on video or what they may hear on audio, is very important, because you don't want a lot of things that are going on and being passed around to filter through your child's mind, and then they don't know how to cope with it, because a lot of things are being passed around through video messages, audio messages, and those things are in PG-13, and they're going to see a lot of things, and you don't want them to be exposed to that without rules, regulations, and guidelines. Like, Tommy, when you see this, know that this is wrong. Tommy, when you do this, know that you should do it like this. Or Tommy, you shouldn't raise your hand at a woman. Or Tommy, you're the man, you shouldn't have no woman dictating to you. It's just certain key principles and factors that you want them to know, so that when they see these things, they can better guide themselves, or cover their eyes, or run away. Such as Tommy, if you see a stranger on the street and he offers you a ride home, call the police or run away. Things like that. You just want to make sure you have that bond with your child. Like someone suggested about fishing, that's excellent. Any interaction, whether it's football, baseball, basketball, whatever it is, just if you guys do have children, I urge you to take the time out, spend that quality time with your child. It's going to make the world a difference, because as your child gets older, the most important things and memories that they will have is the time that you took out when they were a child to spend with them. That I promise you. When you really think back, some of the most precious moments inside your life is whenever someone that you deem as either as a parent figure or a role model took the time out to actually do something beneficial to your life, whether it was help you get better in an area or teach you some new skill or strategy or technique, whatever it may be, or just took the time out when no one else was paying you any attention and say, look here, life may not always be a bowl of cereal. You're gonna have some rocks, pebbles, or whatever the case may be, and just explain certain things to you so that it could help you get through life a little bit easier. may not be the best advice, but the mere fact is you appreciate it because no one else was taking the time out to, give you any advice or even help you in that area at all. So, like I say, um, just trying to build meaningful relationships, whether it's with family, friends, children. Like, those are the more important things in life. That's what builds character and allows people to be able to self-evaluate themselves. And that's another important thing, being able to be open and honest by self-evaluating yourself. Because if you can't sit down at the end of the day and say, well, look here, I'm gonna use Shimmy for an example because me and Shimmy, we cool. Like, to say that, all right, I'm Shimmy. Um, yeah, I have, and I'm not stereotyping Shimmy by any way, shape, form, or fashion to say that he does these things, but just using as an example that, all right, yeah, I'm Shimmy, and I drink and I get drunk on multiple occasions, and sometimes it leads me to beat my wife and mistreat my children. You know, like, if you can't be open and not saying that he does those things now, but if you can't be open and honest about what your problems are and your shortcomings and downfalls and how you could help resolve them or overcome them, then you know what good are you to anyone else? And then who are you to give anyone else advice when, like I said, you don't have your house clean but you chastise someone else about their doormat? You see? So it's being open and honest, and then being able to say, well, look here, let me fix whatever my problems are as best as I could. Like I said, no one is perfect and no one is going to get it right 100% of the time. But the mere fact, like I told you guys from I started talking, continue to make progress, continue to grow, continue to learn. However you can educate yourself, however you can grow so that you can overcome whatever shortcomings and problems you have, then by all means do so. As long as it makes you a better person in the long run, adds value to your life, or gives your life some sort of value or meaning, don't ever let it go. Continue doing what you guys love, and I'll see you guys in a few yeah, Shimmy. And I'll see you guys in a few hours. I'll be bringing you guys uh a super heavy samurai. I'll be featuring someone super heavy samurai there. The name will be up in the description. I owe you guys like 2 episodes on my hidden secrets of Yu-Gi-Oh. I owe you guys 2 episodes, so what I'll do for you guys tomorrow. Usually, yeah. Usually people get like a what they call it, a double header, or like 2 episodes back to back. But for you guys, I'll give you guys 3 episodes between tomorrow and Friday. If I don't get 3 episodes out tomorrow for you guys, between tomorrow and by Friday night, you guys will have 3 episodes for my hidden secrets, the theory stories on what I believe actually went on in Yu-Gi-Oh, of the things that they never told us. So you guys, I'm gonna get some sleep. You guys stay safe, and until in a few hours. Later.